making money has to be high in your values, as well as the activity has to be high in your values. And I'll tell you why. Let's imagine there was something let's imagine someone was making £1 million a year in something they absolutely loved. Let's say it was some business in knitting. Okay, they had a knitting business. You know what knitting is? Is that the word that you use in America? You know what knitting is? Yeah, okay, cool, right, okay. That's a knitting business, and they made £1 million a year. And then you said to them, I will pay you and they loved it. They loved the whole industry. They loved every single thing about it. It mentally stimulated them, made them feel most alive, the whole knitting thing, and they got paid. And they had a value on that, and they had a value on them making the money. Okay? Which is why people say it's the game, not the money. But they have to have a value on the money in order to keep the money and grow it and reinvest it and to grow massive wealth. But someone was saying to me today, actors have a high value on the activity and probably the recognition, but so many actors don't actually have any wealth after so many years because they've spent it all. So they had a high value on their craft, a high value on the recognition and making lots of money, but they didn't have a high value on growing wealth. Right. So you have to have a high value on growing wealth. You have to love the activity, and you have to love. I don't want to say love, because people, the love of money is the root of all evil, though, isn't it? You have to have a high value on the activity and a high value on the reward, the financial reward, and a high value on growing massive wealth. Now, if you said to this person, earning £1 million a year, I tell you what, I'll give you £1.5 million if you sit in this factory and you put 10 pencils in a pot and then a sticker on each pencil, and you do that all day, or 2 million. How long do you think they could do that for twice the amount of money? Any answers? Not long. That's right. They probably could do it for a day, but not long. So you have to have a huge value on the activity. You have to be stimulated by the activity to have it to be sustainable, as well as having a high value on making the money and having a high value on saving a portion of it and investing it and growing massive wealth and buying assets and having a reason to have it. Does that make sense? So if you don't value that, if you don't love that, if you're trading just to make money but you don't love it, you will not be, it's not sustainable, you won't be able to keep it up. That's where you're going wrong, is it? Right. Why is that where you're going wrong? You'll love it for a few days or months. Then once you start losing money, right, when something, you get scared, listen to me. When something's high in your values, you'll enjoy the pain and the pleasures, the ups and the downs, the rough with the smooth. You'll love it. It's all part of the game. If you loved football, which we call what you call soccer, all right, let's call it football, okay, over here. Let's imagine you love that, and you played the game and you lost. You just got, and you loved it. And you thought it was brilliant, you go, oh, we lost today. Go, all right, we'll be back tomorrow. You get back in the game when something's high in your values that you absolutely love. When it's not, you just go, oh, I don't like this game anyway. So you've got to find the thing that you absolutely love, because that's where you're going to be more consistent, because losing is a part of succeeding in trading and investing. There's going to be an equity curve. And people put money in trading, right? But people put money in trading in order to learn the craft. Now, I think I must have funded my initial accounts 5 times. And lost it because I didn't even know what I didn't even know. But I loved it, and I thought, I'm going to learn this. I like this. But it's worth it to me. I kept thinking, right, I learned massive lessons. I didn't care. You've got to love the activity. And if you don't, you're probably doing the wrong thing if you're not stimulated by it. You understand? I've written down on that thing that you can see. You need to get courage. No, you don't need to get courage. Listen to me. You have to be, okay, I'm going to say it to you again. And let me say this to you another way, okay? I got up at 3 a.m. today, excited about doing this talk and this presentation today, putting these slides together. And I'm thinking, oh, right, what's up on this slide? What should I tell these people? Okay, right, I know what I'll tell them. I'll tell them this. I'll tell them this. 3 a.m. This is 21 hours ago. And I'm still, the 7 I finished ages ago, right? And I'm still talking. And am I tired? Not in the slightest. You have to love the activity. Now, if you also, that was rubbish, I didn't like that seminar, that wasn't that good, I go, oh, right. These are the golden, you know, don't you? If you stay at the end, you always get the golden nuggets, by the way. Now, if If you have to love the activity, the thought of doing the activity excites you and gives you the buzz. Doing the activity has to give you the buzz, and the reward has to give you the buzz. Now listen to me. Let's imagine my highest value. Oh, wow, I'm giving it, you know. Right, let's imagine my highest value is learning about the psychology, the secret psychology of building wealth and human performance. And that is the means to feel this mental stimulation, right? To feel stimulated. And as a human need, that is I'm feeling sense of growth. Does that make sense? Do you follow that? Learning that gives me the stimulation which makes me feel like I'm growing. We spoke about this in the seminar, right? I need to feel like that in the activity to sustain it. If I'm not feeling that way, it is not going to last. You will feel like that about your highest values. I don't need any courage in order to say, right, okay, I'm going to learn. That book was a bit hard. Okay, let me just go. I need some courage. Listen, I'm inspired to read more of these books or hear audio tapes about these things or watch a video or a presentation. I'm inspired. You'll enjoy the pain and the pleasure because you'll see the pain as a bizarre form of pleasure. Going, I learned something. Right, okay, I'm getting back in. The guy punched me. I fell down. He knocked me out, but I'm getting back up. Okay? I'm getting back up. Oh, I love that. Let me get back in the ring. Let me get back in the ring. You will jump and you'll love the getting back in the ring. There are 4 asset classes there. There's paper assets, there's property assets, there's business assets, and there's commodity assets. Now, you will probably find that trading is not on your highest values, but you're trying to get yourself to trade, and you probably want it for the money. And you want the money, what for? What do you want the money for, Vivek? Be honest. For your lifestyle, yeah? To help others. So you want the money to give it away, to improve your lifestyle. So you want the money to spend. Okay, so growing wealth, right, there you go. So growing wealth is not of value to you. You want the money for vacations, to spend on your lifestyle, and to give away. You want the money to give away. So as soon as you've got the money to buy property, have you bought any property? Have you ever bought any property? You did it recently. Listen to me. People that have a high value on money, when you give them money, the first thing that they're thinking about, and by the way, I want you to note what you wrote down. Well, I want it for my lifestyle, I want it to improve, I want to spend it, I want to give it away, and, you know, probably buy some property. Now, you probably felt a sense of element of pressure to write that, but you have bought some property, and that's brilliant, okay? That's better than most people, so well done for doing that. But you're still thinking about giving money away. People that value money are thinking about only putting their money in things that appreciate in value. People that don't have a high value on growing wealth will think about spending the money. Your eyes are opened, are they? Right, listen, good. Right. You will make more money to buy property, not in trading, but from the thing that's most important to you. So when you do that value exercises 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I have no idea how committed you are to finding yourself naturally wanting to do it multiple times, right? You don't need to change your values in order to make a load of money. You need to change your value, right? Your highest value is where your fortune is. That will make you the money the fastest and the easiest, most consistently, to invest and buy a shed load of property, whatever that means. Right? That's English terminology. A lot of property. But you have to have a value on saving and growing wealth. Let's imagine your highest value was football. We need to then increase the value of having a business and making some sort of football business. There's loads of ways to make money from football and the business of football, soccer, okay? But if that was you would then take that money and then you would pour it into these assets. And these assets will then produce capital gains and cash flow. And you're thinking about that. You go, when that gets to that amount, then I'll be able to have the lifestyle that I truly aspire to. But you won't do that until you have a high value on having a business and growing wealth and saving and investing. Does that make sense? But if the one you're doing is trying to make the wealth is something that doesn't resonate with you, doesn't keep you stimulated, doesn't wake you up at 3 o'clock with ideas, and you're walking down the street and you're seeing, when I walk down the street, here's what I see, okay? Right, let's imagine I go to the shops with my wife. I will see people's physiques all the time. I'll see the shape of their muscles in their clothes. I will then see a computer. I'll think about computer screens, and then I'll start visualizing what computer screens look like. And start going, you know what, you see that computer screen? If I bought that computer screen, I could put it in my mother-in-law's house. So when I got there, I could trade. And then I start thinking about, wait a minute, I've just had an idea. Do you know what? And then my brain goes off, and I start thinking about stock charts. And I start visualizing these stock charts, and I start going, okay. What? Sorry, Solid. What did you say? What did you say? You're not listening, are you? Yes, I am. What did I say? I just didn't hear you that one time. You never hear what I say. Right? So then my brain starts walking down the street. I start walking down the street, and then I'll see a book about the psychology of wealth, and it will stand out. Or I'll see anything about building wealth, or particularly the psychology of it, the behavior of it, and the actions of it. And then that's what's going on in my mind most of the time. Okay? I am seeing what is most important to me. When we do this exercise, right, you're saying, wow, okay, that is what is going on in my mind. I am walking down the street, right? I am seeing bodies. I am seeing computers and things like that. I'm not seeing suits because I'm not interested in that. I'm not seeing clothes. I don't give a rat's ass about clothes, in all honesty. I'll wear some, my wife say, why are you wearing those skanky tracksuits? Well, I don't give an ass about clothes, in all honesty, right? It means nothing to me. I won't see labels. I won't see anything like that. I'm not interested in things like that. I will see gym clothes, though. I'll go, well, that's a nice tracksuit. I could wear that to the gym. Couldn't I? Yeah, I could wear that to the gym. And I'll see computers. I'll see something to do with trading all the time. So, and I start thinking about ways of creating systems. Does that make sense? My wife is seeing something completely different from me when we walk out this house. When making money becomes one of your highest values, you will see nothing. Do you know? Right. Now, I'll tell you something. The way has to, pressing a mouse button to do trading is not stimulating to me. I had to find a way to do it in a way that is stimulating to me. And I'll tell you this. 2 weeks before it happened, on my stag do, before I got married to my wife, before I got married to my wife, we were in London on the River Thames on a boat, on a speedboat, and we went past Lehman Brothers. And I said to my friend, you see that over there? What about Lehman Brothers? Yeah, it's going to go bust in 2 weeks. Shut up, is it? Lehman Brothers is going to go bust. How do you know? Listen, Lehman Brothers is going to go bust. I've been thinking about it, analysing it, right? I've been looking at the chart. They're going to go bust. How do you know this? I said, you know, if you take £100,000 and go and buy a load of puts, you will make an absolute fortune. Did I do it? No. Do you know why? Because pressing a mouse to buy some charts is not stimulating. So I had to find a way. I love trading, but the act of just sitting there on my own, pressing a mouse, it's not even necessarily having, I can't, if you have someone in this room, I definitely can't do it. It's not about that. It's not being on my own. It is a certain combination has to be there in order for me to be stimulated by doing trading. So I can have a high value on it and I can see it, but unless that core feeling that I want is there associated with the activity, I'm not going to act on it. It's not stimulating for me to just sit there and just go click. I need that core feeling to do it, to be consistent with it. And when I have that, the opportunities that I see, when I'm mentally stimulated doing it, I once went to a seminar and we played a ring toss game. It was a Tony Robbins Wealth Mastery seminar. It was brilliant. Not necessarily the seminar was brilliant. The seminar is brilliant, but what was brilliant was what happened. We played this game and they said, right, we're going to play a game. And in this game, we're not going to tell you the rules. And my eyes went, what? Ooh. Right? And he said, you've got to work the rules out. This is a wealth seminar, by the way. And I said, oh, okay. And he says, you've got to work the rules out of this game. And we're going to play with real money. And you can make money. And my brain went, ooh. You're going to go for lunch. And then we're going to come back. And none of the chairs are going to be here. And they're all going to be at the side. And you're just going to stand in the middle. Wait. And then you're going to act. And I thought, what? I could not wait for lunchtime to finish. I was like, this is good. And so then they played this game. And they said, right, okay. And there's these people called market makers with these rings in their hands. And they said, right, 5 rings for a fiver. A fiver's £5 in the UK. It's a fiver or a tenner, right? That means pounds. Fiver, right? It says 5 rings for a fiver. 5 rings for a fiver. I'm looking at these rings going, 5 rings for a fiver? I'm not giving him £5 for those plastic rings. And he goes, 5 rings for a tenner. 5 rings for a tenner. I thought, what? They're going up in value. I reach into my pocket, give this man a five, because I'm 6'5", by the way, right? I reach into my pocket, pull out this £10 note, give it to this guy, and grab these 5 rings for a tenner. I go, all right. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen now? You understand? I don't know the rules. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen now? And he goes, 5 rings for 15. I go, oh, they've gone up. 5 rings for 20. And I thought, oh, my God. He goes, 5 rings for 30. 5 rings for 40. Now, listen. And I was going, what? And I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was 30 or 40. And I said to the person, 5 rings for 40. And people were trying to buy them. And I said to somebody, you can have mine for 35. And someone says, sold. And I swapped them for 35. And I thought, I have just made some money playing this game. This is brilliant. I love this. Now, you need to understand, my core values were being elicited and the emotional states. And I thought, wow, I love this. You have to have a value on the reward. Because I said I could play this forever. You have to have a value on the reward. You have to have a value on the activity. And you have to be energized thinking about it. So I'm energized with the reward. I'm energized thinking about it. I'm energized playing it. Now listen, if you told me we were going to play this game, the exact same game, and all you got was some form of recognition from people went, well done, you won, I'd be able to play that for a day or two. The reward is one of my values, meets my values. The activity meets my values, and thinking about it meets my values. If making money is not one of your values, then the activity won't last. So I'll swap it around. Let's imagine we're playing that game and the reward was a packet of biscuits. Okay? I would have played it just to learn a lesson and say, okay, I've got the lesson, I've had enough. It wouldn't have been sustainable. The game is sustainable when it meets your values. Because that game triggers the core feelings that you want. The reward triggers the core feelings that you want.